The warnings were clear, but Pharaoh refused to listen. And when a man ignores God's voice, the consequences are never small. What happened next shocked all of Egypt. Long ago, the people of Israel lived in Egypt, but a new Pharaoh rose who did not remember Joseph. He feared the Israelites because they were many and strong, so he forced them into hard labor, building cities under the hot sun. Pharaoh made a terrible law. Every Hebrew baby boy must be thrown into the Nile River. One brave mother hid her baby for 3 months. When she could hide him no longer, she placed him in a basket among the reeds. The Pharaoh's daughter came to the river to bathe. She saw the basket, and inside was a crying baby. Her heart filled with kindness. She named him Moses.
His name will be Moses.
Moses grew up as a prince in Egypt. He wore fine clothes and lived in a grand palace. But when he saw the Israelites suffering, his heart felt heavy. One day Moses saw an Egyptian hurting a Hebrew slave. In anger, Moses struck the Egyptian and fled into the desert and became a shepherd at Midian. While tending sheep, Moses saw a bush on fire, yet it did not burn. A voice called from the flame,
"Moses, I have seen the suffering of my people. Go to Pharaoh and set them free."
Moses returned to Egypt with his brother Aaron. He stood before Pharaoh and said,
"Pharaoh, let my people go."
But Pharaoh refused and laughed. Pharaoh mocked Moses, but Moses trusted in God's plan. Then God sent his first warning. The river Nile turned into red and smelled strangely. Still, Pharaoh acted stubborn. One plague followed another. Frogs covered the land, darkness filled the sky, flies buzzed everywhere, and more. Each time Moses warned Pharaoh, saying, "Let my people go, or these troubles will continue." But Pharaoh's heart was hard, and he laughed at Moses every time. Then came the death of every firstborn son in Egypt, and Pharaoh finally let them go. At last, Pharaoh's pride was broken. He said,
"Go, Moses. Take your people and leave."
The Israelites packed their belongings, carrying what they could, and began their journey into the desert. Mothers held children, elders walked carefully, and everyone felt hope in their hearts. Moses lifted his staff and led the way, trusting God to guide them safely. But Pharaoh's heart was stubborn. "They cannot leave!" he shouted. He gathered his chariots and soldiers and began to chase the Israelites. The people ran as fast as they could. Soon, the Israelites reached the edge of the Red Sea. They stopped and stared at the huge, endless waters. Moses lifted his staff high, calling on God's power. The waters began to swirl and rumble as if listening to him. With a mighty strike of his staff, the Israelites began to walk through the clear path of the divided sea. Pharaoh and his chariots saw the people escaping and charged after them. Dust and sand flew as the soldiers raced. Once all the Israelites had safely crossed, Moses struck his staff again on the other side of the sea. The walls of water crashed down with a mighty roar. Pharaoh and his soldiers were swallowed by the sea, and they could not escape. God had saved his people, and Pharaoh's pride was finally defeated.
Please subscribe. Pretty please. Thank you so much.